Inspired by this past week's message from Pastor Rob and personal Bible reading, a specific form of prayer came to my mind called intercession. Intercession is praying or entreating on behalf of another, and the particular reference that inspired me this week is from the latter part of Genesis 18. Genesis is the first book that is found in the Bible, and Abraham, a person from the Old Testament, is interceding or praying for Sodom, which was a city that was described in verse 20 as a place where their sin was very grave. Genesis chapter 18, 22 to 25. So the men turned from there and went towards Sodom, but Abraham still stood before the Lord. Then Abraham drew near and said, "Will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you then sweep away the place, and not spare it for the 50 righteous who are in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to put the righteous to death with the wicked, so that the righteous fare as the wicked. Far be that from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth do what is just?" One of the things that is notable but could be easily missed is that God did not hide from Abraham what he was about to do. We observe this from verse 17. God intentionally let Abraham know, or did not hide, what he was about to do. The Bible does not describe how this was conveyed or made known to Abraham, but by not hiding this information from him, God implicitly gives Abraham an opportunity to intercede. This is significant because it shows God's initiative and potential desire for intercession. For us, this means that if we personally sense there is something that is made known to us or brought to our attention from the Lord, then this could be a potential opportunity and an encouragement to pray. The second observation is Abraham's response. In verse 22 to 23, it is said that Abraham stood before the Lord and drew near. We can observe from this section that he responded to God's implicit prompting, which means he prayed according to God's will. Also, Abraham was intentional. He made the point to stand before the Lord and to draw near, and was not passive nor dismissive of this prompting. He also was persistent. He asked the Lord repeatedly against the destruction. If the Lord prompts you to pray or intercede, perhaps even as you're watching this right now, then I would really encourage you to take that opportunity and pray persistently. Something practical that is helpful for me personally is to write God's prompting down in my calendar to remember, but you may prefer a digital form or another method as a reminder for you to pray. On the note of persistence, an important consideration is that it may look different in each circumstance and season. It does not have to be praying 3 hours daily for 2 years. What is important is that we are being led by the Holy Spirit to be praying as the Lord brings these things to our minds. The last observation that I made is that God responded to Abraham's prayer. In this case, it was the criteria in which the city was to be judged. God promises Abraham that the city would not be destroyed if 10 righteous people were found. We do know that Sodom was still destructed, which implies that less than 10 righteous were found. However, what is really significant, independent of the outcome, is that the Lord listened to Abraham's prayer and responded to his intercession. As a further encouragement and closing, I wanted to share a story in which really inspires me to pray persistently and intercede continually. This story is found from OMF International website, which is a missions agency. Quote, "On September 13, 1888, Jonathan Goforth, famed Canadian pioneer Presbyterian missionary to China, made his first exploration tour of North Honan. Honan was considered one of the most anti-foreign and dangerous parts of China. Yet God had called Goforth to it. Hudson Taylor wrote to him, We have been trying unsuccessfully for 10 years to get into Honan. We've been beaten, stoned, and turned back time and time again. Brother, if you would enter that province, you must go forward on your knees. North China Mission in the province of Honan was established by 7 Canadian missionaries, and while the challenges were long and present, the ministry was able to establish hospitals and work with the local people to share the good news of Jesus Christ. I hope this encourages you. Have a good week.